Assalamualaikum and good morning everybody. So today we are going to learn about one of the cloud computing services that is available commercially. Last week we have learned about some of the common examples for cloud computing categories. For example, the SaaS, PaaS, software as a service, infrastructure as a service, and so on. And today we are going to look at one of the examples, one of the software that we can use in order to develop our own cloud computing or cloud manufacturing applications. So this is software developed by Amazon. It is called Amazon Web Services, or AWS. And personally, I think this is quite a good software if you are going to develop your own applications. So we are going to look at some of the examples available here. Okay, one of the products that is very related to us is the Internet of Things. There are many modules here. If we have a look at the website aws.amazon.com, so there are quite a number of products available here, depends on our needs. For example, AWS Analytics consists of Athena, Cloud Search, Elasticsearch, Kinesis, and so on. Application integration, AR and VR, blockchain, also available. Business applications, compute, and two of the modules that are really related to us, in my opinions, are Internet of Things and machine learning. To a certain extent, robotics as well. But for me, these two are the future, Internet of Things and machine learning, because as for the robotics, the fundamentals and the technology available are quite established already. But how we equip the robot with the intelligence, sufficient intelligence, is the key to achieve greatness. So it is very important for us to equip it with machine learning or Internet of Things. So let's have a look on the machine learning. Okay, there are several products available. One of them is Amazon SageMaker, which is very useful, especially because it already have a number of templates for us to use in order to teach or in order to equip our robot or our system. So this is the stages. If you look at the stages available here, it particularly suit with the application of neural network and also artificial learning, which include deep learning, reinforcement learning, supervised learning, and also unsupervised learning. So there are a few stages that can be used, and these are some of the deep learning applications here: TensorFlow, PyTorch, Chainer, Keras, and so on. So for us that doesn't have any background on this, these are actually the frameworks available online for free. It is a freeware and also an open source. But then AWS came out with a system to integrate and to support all of this framework, which is very useful because we don't need to learn how to code it manually. And also the, Amazon SageMaker also provide some of the templates to train machine learning models. So we just need to use all of the features available here in order for us to come out with a very good system. Before we have this AWS kind of solution, we need to program those things. But now, because we already have this solution available online, we can use it for, and develop our own solution. Let's say, for example, you have a project, a final year project, or anything that require you to develop a neural network system. You can just create your account in the AWS and then use the template in order to solve what problem do you have. It's quite amazing. And this, for example, Amazon recognition is developed in order to solve the image processing as well as video processing. For example, here, when we put certain images or certain videos into the system, it can recognize what are the elements within the image. Let's say we put this picture here, so it can recognize that within the picture, this image is 99.3% a person, 82.8% of rocks, crest, mountain bikes, outdoors, and so on. So it is very, very useful. And also it can, not only it can categorize and labels the image, but it can also do some other things. For example, the content moderation, whether it is safe or not to a certain group of people, text detection, what are the texts available. This is quite important, especially for car plate recognition. When we have a speed trap, so this kind of features are very important in order for the cameras to recognize the car plate appropriately. Face detection and analysis, face recognition, celebrity and also face recognition. This is not only limited to celebrity, also can be used for face recognition and so on. So it is quite powerful, and we can use it. Okay, let's have a look at the Internet of Things example. So there are few features available: IoT Core, Green Grass, one-click analytics button, and so on. Device management, this is very useful. IoT Graph. The graph is very useful, especially for analysis purposes. It can generate graph easily, and we don't need to deal with the data processing and so on. IoT button, but IoT button has been discontinued. Before this, AWS or Amazon has developed this concept of button where we can order things from Amazon by just one click of the button. But right now, I believe it has been discontinued. They tested the button in Europe, but after several years, they discontinued the product. That is part of the learning curve. They try something, some ideas, and then if the idea doesn't work, they simply abandon the ideas. So there are many features, many good features available in AWS, and you can use it to solve the problem that you have. Okay, in order to introduce and to promote the usage of these services, Amazon has provided one concept that is called AWS free tier. So by using the AWS free tier, we can use the products available. Some are free for a specific duration, some are always free, and so on. So these are three types of offers available. Some of the products are always free. So these free tiers offers do not expire and always available for all customers. Some are only free for 12 months, start from the time when we sign up the AWS. Some are free on trials. These are short terms, and normally they provide certain hours for the free time for us to try the product. So we can explore all of the free tier details based on this categorization. For example, we are interested in machine learning. So let's see what are the free tiers offer for machine learning. For example, here for machine learning, SageMaker, we have 250 hours of free usage, 50,000, 12 months free for Amazon Comprehend Medical free trials, and so on. Amazon SageMaker is quite powerful, so normally we don't see always free features for SageMaker and machine learnings. And okay, let's see the Internet of Things. Also, we have 12 months free learning for most of the features available. And robotics, for robotics we have RoboMaker, also free trials. And these are the duration of the free trials, 25 SU hours. So when we see this, we need to be careful because the free tier does not come at 100% free. So one might be charged after using it for certain hours. And when I first use it, I don't really understand what are the meaning, the concept of free tiers. So I just use it, and for the first month, I've been charged quite a few $100. So guys, please be careful, because when you register for the account, you need to insert the credit card information. So when you start using it, they will start count it, and if you exceed the trial period, for example, okay, let's see, okay, for example, this one, Amazon SageMaker, if you exceed the usage of 250 hours, they will not inform you that. They will start charging you that. It is not that much, the charge, because understandably, they need to cover all the development purpose. These are not cheap, the development of AWS, it is understandable. But then please be careful, especially if you are on budget. If you want to try some of the examples, then you need to clean up the database, the record that you use. Because, for example, here for the SageMaker, when we try one example, one template that is available online, they will create some files in their cloud. So for all the time we use to store the files on their cloud, they will charge it. So 250 hours is given. The first 250 hours is given for 2 months, for the first 2 months, in order for us to save the files in their database. So after that, they will start charging. So if you use this, please remember to clean up all the records. Okay, if you create the account, this is the management console, the dashboard that you will have. And one of the important things, apart from the modules that you want to actually use, are the billings. So you need to always monitor the billings for your system. What are the charges? This can be monitored real-time basis. So for example, for this month, I don't use for the last 3 months, May, June, I don't use. I was not charged for my usage. So please remember to monitor this one in order for you to avoid being overcharged.